Okay, so we are about to head back out, and excuse my face because I've decided not to wear makeup at all until we get to the actual place. Ha! That sucks for you, except for that you're not actually going to see a whole lot of my face in this state because I'm going to... Oh, fuck. Who am I kidding? I don't like wearing makeup. I'm not always going to wear makeup, okay? We are about to head out and go on another long trek across the country. We got like at least half of the drive yesterday, so it was like 80 degrees and it was just like not changing at all for the longest time, and we were just melting because we don't have a working AC at the moment. So we finally got some rain and salvation. And now I can't take pictures, but that's okay because cold fucking air. Look at this shit! This is what freedom looks like! So the pupper is crying in his room. It's not because he's suffering. There's no cruelty going on here, but he just can't contain himself. Every time we hit a rest stop, every time Dad gets outside the car, it's like a car alarm. He just starts. And yes, this is vertical. Get over it.
It's okay. You took a book. What?
Cody, why?
It's okay. It's okay, boy, huh? It's okay. It's okay.
We made it to Painted Canyon. Wow, you're right. We left smaller hills for bigger hills. Painted Canyon. This is the place where everyone gets in the way and doesn't let you take a decent picture. So as you can see, that was kind of a failed attempt at a vlog. I'm using my mic, my actual like Yeti mic, and as you can see, I'm holding it. That is because I do not have all my equipment, and I do have my arm, which it should be hanging from, but I cannot use that reliably without it potentially slipping and breaking, and I really don't want to break my really expensive equipment, so I'm just not going to record anything until my rest of my stuff gets here, so I can actually set my desk back up and actually get the arm back up so I can actually use my mic while using my hands. Also, if you think I'm talking a little weird today, or my teeth look weird, that's because I'm actually wearing my retainer. We pretty much tried to get here as soon as possible. So basically we stopped at like rest stops, but we didn't stop really anywhere else except for the canyon, Painted Canyon. It was like really hot. It was like around 80 degrees the entire drive without an AC. So we had to keep opening our windows off and on. And then eventually it rained at one point, so we actually got to be cooled off for a little bit, and I think, as I quoted in that video, I think my husband said it dropped like 20 degrees, so that means it would have been around the 60s. And then it went back to being really hot, and eventually I doodled on videos. One of my friends wanted me to use Marco Polo with her, which is an app, and basically you send videos back and forth. Apparently it's like Snapchat. I've never used Snapchat, but I'm told it's like Snapchat. And it's it's an alternative to texting. So I was sending videos back and forth where we just say stuff, and she sounds like an ad. Anyway, I started sending her really weird shit. Like I drew fucking Sasquatch. I'll put that right here. I drew fucking Sasquatch, which is not even Sasquatch. It's just a fucking figure of a person, like an outline. Poorly drawn. And then next to that, a tree in a fucking parking lot, because it seemed like the most logical place to put it while I was sitting in the parking lot where I drew it. And then I captioned it something along the lines of, I found Sasquatch, and for some reason he's in the parking lot next to a poorly drawn tree. Eventually, I started trying to write, so I will go ahead and put that up here. In another video, I actually got some version of the story out already, like the idea, and that was in the one where it's a picture of a really poorly drawn, was it prairie dog, groundhog? I think it's prairie dog. Prairie pup. It's a prairie pup. Anyway, I also wanted to bring up Ghost Recon because I wanted to clarify that that one is canceled, just in case anyone hadn't seen that I updated. The playlist now says discontinued and it's no longer on my front page. That is because no one was watching it really. Sometimes I would get views, but rarely, and it seemed more like spam. I decided to make a video asking if I should cancel it or not. I left that video on there and I told you guys that I would wait a week, and it's been over a week. The deadline was until the 13th to say that you wanted me to keep the playlist going, but I did not get any of that, and recently I finally discontinued the playlist. I didn't add any more videos because I didn't see the point if no one was going to watch them anyway. I decided to discontinue it so I could focus on more important games. Another thing is that I wanted to put out there that, if I haven't mentioned in another video, that I wanted to do 1 or 2 videos per week. Whether that is in general or per playlist, I'm not 100% on because it could depend. Next, something I wanted to mention regarding the moving. We have not gotten all our furniture yet, so when we do, there's a possibility that I will post less frequently in that time period as well. Depends on how long it takes to get completely unpacked. And by the way, yes, I know that I have uneven eyebrows. This one's thicker, that one's thinner. I can't fucking do anything about that. Now goodbye.
Look at this shit! This is what freedom looks like!